is that lighting? What's up? What's up? Let me fix this. So this John will adjust. I'll turn my lights. New setup? No. I just don't feel like turning on my lights right now. That's why it looks like that. What I can do is now it looks so white. It's all good. Alright, bet. Let's get right into it. Earnings today. Again, FedEx, Meta, all have earnings after hours today. So those are the two stocks that I'm looking at for today. Again, this is only two good earnings for this week. Everything else was just not important. So it's literally FedEx and Meta today after hours are the only two earnings that we were really looking at for this week. We take a look at the economic calendar. Let's see what we got for today. 8:30, 8:30, 8:30, 8:30. So all of those stuff already happened, and then we have something at 10:30 today. Tomorrow we have to be careful because of consumer sentiment and industrial production at 9:15. Now markets in the morning. Stock to watch. Jumped 19%. As much as 50 billion Swiss. After a stock plunged 24%. Adobe advanced 6%. Western Alliance Bancorp 7.5%. Snapchat 5.9%. So what else? That's pretty much it on there. Now the real-time economy shows signs of cooling as bank trouble spreads. We already know this stuff. What to watch for today? 8:30, 8:30, 8:30, 8:30. European Central Bank releases an interest rate decision at 9:15 today. Yellen appears at 10 o'clock. So we have something at 10 o'clock. And we have something at 10:30. So you have to be careful today about 10 o'clock as well as Janet speaks. And that's pretty much it for like the economic news wise. Now let's go right into the watch list itself. Let's go to the 1 hour right here. So as you guys can see, we bounced off that 176 area, and then we kind of just rejected 186, 187. We kind of been in this range just back and forth right here, so I really want to see if we can take it outside of these two areas. I don't want to play anything right here. It's just a little choppy there. So I'm waiting for 186, 187, or 176 to the downside on Tesla. And if they don't hit, they don't hit. There's going to be other stuff that we could trade. Well, 244 already broke, so we get rid of that. And 245, it leaves us with that upside trade on NVIDIA. So 245 is what I'm looking at for the upside. Downside, not really looking at anything for downside. Like, it doesn't really look that clean. Maybe 239. 239 kind of looks clean. Well, it does look clean, but I really want to see... I want to see that 245 the break on NVIDIA. Yesterday was a little choppy on NVIDIA, but that looks clean. That 239 area. So 239, 245 on NVIDIA. NQ is always the same. We've just been rejecting that important key level. I want to see what we do outside of that. Let's go to Meta. Meta 205 is what I'm looking at for upside. Again, we started coming up, and we just went up crazy after hours. So I want to see if it wants to continue, and we'll get that continuation above that 205 on Meta. Downside, 197 area, right? You guys can see the reactions at 197. It is still pretty far away, but 197 looks good. I want to see what it looks like on the 1 hour as well. Yeah, 197 looks good. I want to see if we take that to the downside as well on Meta. Let's take a look at Netflix. So Netflix, as you guys seen, it literally just kept going up. It's already at 308. So there goes that level. Honestly, what is that right there? Nah, even 308, just like that area, it just doesn't really look good. Probably I wouldn't even look at Netflix, honestly. And then these levels are so old on Microsoft. But Microsoft, as you guys saw, it just kept rallying yesterday. So Microsoft was definitely stronger, and it looks so much cleaner than everything else yesterday morning. As you guys see, we came up, and then we started coming back down, and then it was just a clean breakout above that 262. So I don't know if there's anything else for a continuation. I want to see if Microsoft is even going to be strong like that today, but that level broke. My next level is not really until that 270, and even then, like, it doesn't really look that good because of there. So probably I'm not even looking at Microsoft, honestly, because Meta, Nvidia, and Tesla are going to carry it. Then we have ES. If we go to all our zones right here. Now, that 3,900 is a very, very important key level, right? So we have the previous high day, and then we have, so that's 3931.25. Then we have the previous low day, which is 3869.5. And then we have this important key level of 3,900. You guys can see we came down, kept rejecting back and forth, started bouncing in this area, then we just absolutely broke out. Very nice move, and now we're trying to hold our zone right here. As you guys can see, it was such a nice breakout yesterday right there above that 3,900 level. That's what we took to the upside. That was a very nice move into that previous low day. Now obviously this previous low day is different because, again, I go off the previous low day, but the previous low day at this time was right around this area. I think it was around like 3905.5 or something. So that was a very nice move. And then we kind of just kept going back and forth, and then we finally bounced off our zone, started coming up crazy, and then we start coming over here. And then this is where yesterday we made 40% on our trade. That was so nice. Literally 3 minutes into the market opening, or 3 minutes before the market closes, we made 40% in like 3 candles. It was amazing. Because again, like if you guys watched the video yesterday, you guys heard me say I have a rule. Like I can't be in a position within less than a minute of market closing. So I had to get out as soon as that candle closed. I got out. Such a nice move though. Out of our zone from here all the way up to there. That was 40%. Right? Now, you know, again, imagine this that was probably just 100% right there. But again, I had to stick to my rules, stick to my plan. But we started coming up, and now that previous high day has been reactive. Coming over here, it's been reactive. Again, came down, rejected that right there, came back up, came back down, and now it's just kind of going back and forth right there. And now we're trying to come back down to our zone. Came down, came right back out of that, and now we're trying, what the? Look at all those wicks. Those wicks are huge. Look at the volume that came into, 842, 843. So the volume's coming in crazy. We're at this zone right now, and somehow it's still being respected. So we'll just see what happens there. That 3,900 though is something you got to be careful about. It is a very reactive area. I want to see if we can start holding that area again. If we do, then I'm going to look to go long at that 3,900. If we break under there, then I'm going to be looking for playing puts. But this is where I'm going to be formulating trades at, that 3,900 key level. And then, since we're already in the zone, I can't really do anything right there since we just broke under there now. But I want to see if we get down to this zone right here. Go to the 1 hour, actually 5 minutes. I want to see if we get down to this zone right here. As you guys can see, it was reactive yesterday right there. But if we don't, so if we break under here and we're in puts, I want to see what we can do in this area, right? And then, like the worst case scenario, if the market doesn't do anything here, this is probably like the last place unless the market just wants to keep dying. So I really want to see what we do at 3,900. If we find buyers at 3,900, I'm going to go long. If not, and I see sellers really coming in, then I'm going to get puts under there, and then just being careful about this next zone right here. And then if we get out in the zone, it starts coming up, and then just retests this, then we can go long right back up. But again, I want to see what the market is going to be doing for us today. We have room to this previous low day. Like, I really want to see if we can come back down and just retest it again if we are in puts. If not, then we're already going to be rallying out of the zone off that 3,900 key level. But 3,900 is a very important key level. Very, very important. Let's see what this daily is looking like. Daily is doing its thing. Honestly, this could literally just go red to green and just pop up out of this zone right there. But we've been rejecting this zone. We came down, people were taking profits, we rejected this zone, and now we just, look at that. That's a nice rejection off that zone. It could literally just come down to here, like right around that 38.94, and then just bounce off of that. So we'll see. All right, this literally can go either way. So this is why we have to react to price action and not predict. So we got to be careful about that. But I really want to see if we just retest that 3,900. Right now, they try to go down, and there's just so many wicks there. It's like, it's because of this area right here. Once it clears that area, it's good. But really want to see what we do there. That's where I'm going to be formulating my trades off of on ES. Right there. Right, see, look, that's literally where it's bouncing at. So once it clears that, it's good, but it's trying to bounce. It's trying to hold the top of that zone. So we'll see if it wants to actually claim it or not. But let's look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's literally in the middle of our range. Nvidia is the only close thing. Okay. Yeah, Nvidia is the only close thing to our key level right there. The 245 or 239. NQ. Literally in the middle of our important key level or a zone. Yesterday was so nice right there though. It would bounce off of there. Like, NQ was just different yesterday. But we're starting to come down now. Hopefully we get a test of this zone right here. If 3,900 breaks and we break under this zone, it would be perfect. 3,900 and the NQ zone. Nvidia, Tesla, Meta. Yeah, Meta's right in the middle as well. 205, 197. So I really am curious about that. I want to see what goes on right there on Meta. Microsoft, there's really nothing I could do. But let's take a look at FedEx. 200. Again, this announces earnings after hours today. So we'll see what it wants to do. Just trying to come down. There's just like, this is not, there's no key levels that I'm really looking at. Like, I feel like earnings is going to have to make its own key levels. Like, if we start to come down and then just like starts to bounce off of 180 or something like that, like that's playable. If it starts to come up and starts to reject 205, then that's playable. Like, earnings is going to have to make its own key levels because price action on this isn't even looking that good. So hopefully earnings actually bring some momentum. If not, it's just not going to be playable. But this has earnings after hours, and so does Meta. Meta has earnings after hours as well. So we got to see how that is. Really am curious about how Meta is. Last time FedEx had earnings, it was down 25%. Last time this had earnings, we ran up. So it feels like we just had earnings though. That's crazy. That is wild. But yeah, you guys see we started coming up and now we are trying to rally. We'll see. Will it be another gap up like that or will we gap down like that? Either way, it's going to be a nice move. Hopefully. There's no way it just stays there like that. Hopefully it's a nice move right there. But make sure you guys like this video up. If we don't get at least 50 likes today, then I'm not going to be here tomorrow. So make sure you guys like this video up. again, literally everything's just like in the middle of our areas besides ES. ES is like the closest, but it's starting to bounce already, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, see, look, it's trying to hold that bottom there on ES, so we'll see. NQ, NVIDIA. I'm really curious about Meta. Meta's been running. Like, it has not stopped. So, we'll see what happens here. It's trying to hold that 200 area again, but that right there is just ugly. 5 minute. So, close it is. Open is 200, close is 98. Yeah, it doesn't look that great at 200. So, I'm really looking at the 205, 197. 197 looks amazing technical wise. Now, I want to see how the zone or the key level is there, how big the wall is there. Zones are crystal balls. Yeah, dude, it's insane. Just keeps going back and forth. Now it's coming out of that. I wanted to get it to the 3900. Now we definitely can, because we have someone speaking at 10, and then we have someone speaking at, and then we have what is that? Something at 10:30. I forget what though, but we have something at 10:30, something at 10, and then I think that's it for economic news. So we'll see what happens. Right now it's starting to come up as well. Slow and steady. It's not even anything crazy right now. So it literally could change. But yeah, yesterday was amazing though. Like that was nice. That was like the best move besides that. Like, it's just so random out of nowhere. Like, it goes back and forth, and then just keeps going. As soon as it came up and then retested a zone, I think flew. It was crazy. That was insane. I saw so many people caught that yesterday, and they made like, what, 60-70% on that? Just nuts. But then we came up to this previous high day. I was looking for the breakout of here, and it just never happened. And then it came down, and then we did a 1-2 right here at the bottom of our zone, and then that's when we got into calls. And then it breaks out of the zone a minute before market, or it breaks out of this area a minute before market closes. I'm like, what? But I was looking at that 3900 area. It's been so reactive yesterday. That's where we're able to formulate a lot of our trades off of. Right here as well, right? We formulated our trade off of there. That was a nice move. That whole move was 20%. I don't know why I only made 8% off of that, but everyone else was making like 20%. I'm like, yo, what? I think my fill was a little late on that. That's the only way. And then we started bouncing off of this zone, bouncing off that zone. Very nice move. And then this. But ES was nice yesterday. ES was not bad at all. I went 3 for 3 on ES. Was it 3 for 3? Maybe 2. Yeah. It was 3 for 3 on 1. No. 2 for 2 on ES yesterday. And then 0 for 1 on Meta. So I went 2 for 3 yesterday. Yesterday, just for like breakouts, like Meta and NVIDIA. Like, I almost took that NVIDIA trade, but it was just way too slow for me to take it. Meta, same thing low-key when I'm looking back on it. But, like, look at this, right? It was so wicky there. Number one, what the heck is this? This was very wicky right in that area. So then we started coming down. Like, that looked disgusting. So that's why I was hesitant to even look at, like, NVIDIA. Then we start coming down, and it just did not look strong whatsoever. Like, there was no strength there at all. So I was like, I'm not getting in this. So I was like, all right, I'm not even looking at NVIDIA after that. Like, that's just weird. But Meta got me yesterday. Meta got me yesterday with this 195. I mean, looking back, like, I probably shouldn't have took that. But again, hindsight is 20/20. It was looking good. I didn't take it at first. That's the thing. That's the thing that was bothering me yesterday. Is we started coming up, and then I didn't take it. It didn't look strong at all. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to get faked out. Next thing you know, we start coming down, like, okay, good. Red to green, right? I'm like, okay, red to green is holding. And then when I saw strength on the tape, like buyers really started coming in. Like you had to be there to see this because obviously it doesn't look like it at all on this candle. But it opened up, immediately aggressiveness just started coming in and we just started rallying again. It doesn't look like a lot, but at the time it was. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get in. Next thing you know, literally 2 seconds later, I stop out for a negative 5% move. So I'm like, all right, well, that's crazy. But, I mean, I guess I shouldn't have took it. But either way, keep your losses small and your winners big. ES paid for everything yesterday. Like, I was down, like, basically break even yesterday. So I took this at first and I took Meta. And I was down, like, literally $180, which is nothing. It's basically break even. It's because of commission. I would have been up if I didn't have to pay commission. But we started coming up, and I was like, all right, I'm break even. This market is just, this market, I've been saying it this whole entire week. Like, the mornings are so weird this week, and the afternoons are so good. So I literally, after I took that, I was like, you know what? I got to pick up merch. I got to ship them out. I got to fulfill them, do all that. I'm coming back in the afternoon when the market wants to give us a move. So then after boxing, I came back, and it was around, like, I would say, like, 320-ish, like, right around here. And we were just waiting for that 3,900 area, or just, like, I think it was, like, 3928.5 or something like that, like, right here. And that's what we were looking for. Was it 0.5? Yeah, it was 0.5. So we were looking for that breakout as well. So I was just waiting. I was just waiting for that. Because I just know price action is so much better in the afternoon this week. I don't know why. But we started, it kept going back and forth. I just waited. We tried to go down, came back up. And then when we started holding that again and it's closed above our zone, that's when I got into calls right there because it's looking pretty strong. And then we just rolled this thing up 40% like that. Or not 40%. I keep saying 40%. 28%. That was a 28% move right there. And keep your losses small and your winners big. Like, you can't think about your losses, right? You keep your losses small and then move on to the next trade. A lot of people just have, like, their loss in the back of their mind and then just start revenge trading. And it's like, no. You wait for the best high probability setups. My plan was to come back in the afternoon. Afternoon price action is amazing. So then I waited. We got in here literally 3 minutes before market closes. And then boom. Very nice move. But that's how you do it. There's no reason why you take a green trade and then a red trade and you're down like 10% of your entire account. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, a lot of people can't lose or else they just drain their account. You have to be able to take losses. Like, that's trading. You just have to be able to manage them. Like, there's no way you just take a green trade and a red trade and you're down like a crazy amount on your portfolio. You shouldn't even be like down. Like, if it was a solid green trade, a solid red trade, it should at least be break even. I was up if I didn't have to pay commission on both of those trades. But that's how you have to be, at least break even. If you're down 5% of your account because you took a loss and you took a win, it's either your losses are way too big or your winners aren't big enough. Like, something's not, working. You have to think about your average gain versus your average loss. And that's literally the only way. Like, trading is literally about taking losses, taking wins. It's just about how you manage them. And right now, the ES is just bouncing at our zone. Actually perfectly right there. That's perfect. Literally the close is 3911.75. So we'll see what it wants to do. What sources do you use to find earnings and the time for news? I pay a subscription for it. Wall Street Journal. I think it's called Wall Street Journal. Something like that. WSG. Or WSJ. So that's exactly what you got to do, though. Average gain, average loss. You got to really think about that. You got to at least be break even. If you take a gain and then you take a loss, you got to at least be break even. So, like, that's like the most important thing. Because I see so many people, like, for example, they'll take this, they'll make like, I guess 10%, 15%. And then Meta, for example, let's say they took Meta, right? And then they get in. I bet there's probably so many people that were just bag holding this thing, and then they finally got out when they were in profits or something like that. But it's like, that's the whole reason why you're not profitable. It's just you're going back and forth like that. Once you see it doesn't go in your direction, if that's part of your plan, you get out, and then you're able to, because you have to think about it like this. If I don't get out now and it keeps going in the opposite direction, then it's going to take me longer to make that back. Like, if I take a 10% loss instead of a 5% loss, now I'm going to be red on the day, or I'm going to give up all my profits on the day, or I'm going to be down on the day from literally just one green trade, one red trade. It's just better just to get out. And even if it, like, let's say you got out and it went back in a direction, you still stuck to your plan. This is what's going to keep you here for the long run. Just sticking to your plan. So that's why it's just super important to just figure that out. A lot of people, like, they don't like losing. Like, the best loser, the best person that can lose and manage it well is going to be, like, one of the best traders. Like, you have to be able to manage it well. You have to be able to get out well. And that's what's going to make you a very profitable trader. Just getting out at the right time, getting in at the right time. But your stop losses are so important. Like, that is a very important part of trading. Just stop losses. Knowing when to stop out. Being a good loser, like, if you were in puts and it's starting to hold up, you're like, oh, I think it's going to keep going, and then it starts rallying again and you didn't get out and it just keeps going and keeps going. It's like, that is what's going to blow your account. You have to just leave your emotional side to the dirt and think logically. If you were in puts, you're like, okay, this is it, it's going to break 3900, and then you see it starting to really rally up. It's only seconds that can make a 5% loss or a 10% loss. Like, literally, probably 5 seconds difference was probably a 5% difference on your contracts. So, like, seconds count. Seconds count on, especially when you're scalp trading. You have to just think logically. It's hard. You know, no one said trading is easy. But this is why a lot of people are not successful with this. So, just gotta see. Sometimes 2 seconds, yeah, literally. Sometimes 1 second later, if you didn't get out, if you got out and like 1 second later this thing starts going crazy in opposite direction. Like, that's happened to me. I got out, I stopped out for like break even, next thing you know, that thing just absolutely died if I was in calls. So it's like, oh my gosh, I got out at the right time. But you could see if it's holding up, it's not gonna keep going like this. It's holding up. Like, think about it. After an aggressive move down, it just stops out of nowhere like that, and then the next candle starts to come up. It's like, I would probably be fully out right there. It just doesn't make sense. If it starts to hold up in this area, I start to take some profits, start to get some cash flow, put my stop loss to break even, because then if it comes right back up to my break even, then again, I'm not turning a green trade red, I'm turning a green trade to stay a green trade. So that's why it's just super important. This is how you manage it, how you optimize every single trade. This is like, look, it's trying to hold this. This is where I start taking profits. The market will tell you when to get in, the market will tell you when to get out. It's your job to be able to react. So that's why it's super important. Well, make sure you guys like this video up. 11 more likes and then I'll go live tomorrow. I might stop going live and I'll probably just like be in the Discord instead or something like that. It's been slowing down on YouTube live, so I might just start going on just my Discord. We'll see. We'll see. It's not even, it's like the same amount of viewers. The chat's just dead, so I'd rather just have a nice active chat. That's the Discord, so I might just start popping in there instead. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.